Hello, everybody. You're here with Claro Beauty with your host, Claudia Lara. Thank you very much for tuning in. And today's another episode of Fragrance. Some of my favorite videos to make because I get to go in a ride to experience the fragrance. So if you're interested in this, please keep on watching and please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already to know, and ring the bell in the right hand corner so you know when I upload new messages. So when I say going a ride with the fragrance, what I mean is this is a place where I can really be free to feel what the fragrance incites in me, right? So there's no right or wrong. You can't say you're right about how it makes you feel or wrong about how it makes you feel. So it's a very unique experience. So I appreciate all of you that are interested in going on it with me. And please, if you have this fragrance, comment down below. Let me know how your ride with it is, your experience with the fragrance is. So we have here Christian Dior Privee Feve Delicieuse. I do have many samples because I purchase luxury makeup and they usually send me a sample with it. Well, this is more than a sample. I think this is a travel size. So I have many of these travel sizes. This is when you reach a certain points or purchasing or things like that. I think these ones are if you spend over $100 in their site, they give you a travel size of something and then you choose. So this is how I'm getting these ones. All right, so let's begin. The first thing, of course, is I'm gonna apply it. This is the first time I haven't smelled it, so it's a first time experience. Of course, with this type of fragrances, I wish they had a sprayer. They don't. This is how it used to be back in the day, the most elegant way, of course. But it's a nice trade because it comes in a little, cylinder. You open this and then you find the bottle, and to place it nicely is a treat. So let's just apply it a little bit. Now I'm going to apply it in my hand. Ooh, okay. So this is a sweet one. Ooh, oh, interesting. Sweet elegance. Okay. Ooh, this is good. It's almost like flavorful, sweet. Okay, I am liking this already. So the first thing I do is I go to Fragrantica because it's a website where all fragrances are in there. And then we'll go to the Dior website and see what this is about. So the first thing is Feve Delicieuse Dior. It's for women and men. So according to this site, the main accords, these are not the ingredients, but the main accords as far as people that smell it. Oh, this is delicious. And am I smelling some tobacco? Okay, let me tell you what they say. The main accords are sweet. Yes, it is sweet. Not flowery sweet. It's just sweet. We'll see what. Oh, vanilla. Okay, so vanilla sweet. So it has sweet vanilla, amber, warm spicy, cacao, aromatic, caramel, cherry, lactonic, and nutty. Totally describes it. The nutty, the caramel, the cacao, warm spicy, and the amber, which always makes it feel elegant according to me. It's not flower, it's not spring and summer, no. This is, to me, more fall, winter. You can pull it off, spring, summer, if you have that kind of impetus, that kind of character, because it's a stronger kind of fragrance. It will definitely go very nice at night. It's interesting because I smell a little leather, but it doesn't describe anything like that. Let's just go a little further. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but it gives me a little entrance to the fragrance. It says it's an amber vanilla fragrance for women and men. Feve Delicieuse was launched in 2015, so within the last decade. It's one of the newer. The nose behind this fragrance is Francois de Machi. I've heard of him before, especially in this house, of course. Top notes. Okay, now this is a real thing. Lavender. Yeah, I can see it. I wouldn't have distinguished it, but I can see it. Mint. Bergamot. Okay. Mint, huh? Middle notes. Sour cherry, jasmine, and freesia. Very interesting. These are flowers, right? And freesia is one of my favorites when it brings the sweetness through that freesia and jasmine. Wow. Very, very interesting. Of course, it has a cherry. I guess it does have a lighty tone to Tom Cherry. I mean, to Tom Ford Last Cherry. It's one of my favorites. I think I have it. Oh, I can't reach it right now, but so I like that. It does have a tint like that, kind of in the background somewhere. But yes, I can see that happening. All right. Where was I? Boy. Okay, so this was this fragrance kind of intoxicates you. It's a terrible word to use, but when I lose my train of thought or I'm like, "Ooh," that means that my brain is really trying to metabolize all that is happening with the fragrance. So I like that. That's part of the trip. And so the base notes are tonka bean, vanilla, cacao pod, caramel, praline, benzoin, milk, sandalwood, leather, and cedar. Woo! So many. But the leather, yeah, I knew it. And it does have several that are very grounding, right? The cedar, sandalwood. But there's a vanilla, caramel, so it is a sweet sort of fragrance. So it says Dior launched a new fragrance as part of the exclusive collection, like collection Privee. Yeah, this is part of that collection, which is more niche fragrance than what you will find normally on department stores. And then it says the new scent is centered on Venezuelan tonka beans named Feve Delicieuse. It comes out in May 2015. Okay. So Venezuelan tonka beans. I didn't know tonka beans were from Venezuela, or I guess this kind is from Venezuela. The perfume was created by in-house perfumer Franco Zamachi as a sophisticated oriental gourmet harmony. Tonka bean smells like a mixture between caramel, almonds, and cat hay. Milky sweet, but also bitter. The composition includes notes of tonka bean, vanilla, caramel, cocoa, pralines, and woody accords. All right, well, there you have it. That's from Fragrantica. Now, when we go into the Dior website, and of course, after I'll tell you my thoughts on it and who do I think it's for or for what occasion. So, I definitely like this for myself, female. Would I like it in a man? Yes, I think a man can pull it off for sure because of that vanilla. So, yes, definitely it's unisex. I wouldn't say it's a very masculine fragrance, but I wouldn't say it's a very feminine fragrance. However, it's not one of those that you smell. Usually, when they're so unisex, you smell them, and perhaps the first thought is that it's more male than female because the female are usually very flowery. So, this is not the case. So, this is just a very stronger, for female, I think it will be more for going out at night, partying, because of the sweetness. It's just too sweet, but not in a playful way. It's sweet with that vanilla and then amber. And let's see what it says here. The Dior website, because each house of fragrances has their own way of describing the fragrance. This one in particular has different paragraphs, like they have the name and then something about it, the character, something about it, distinctive features, the color, the family, intensity. I'm not going to read all of it, but let's just kind of go through and you'll see. It says the name, if you care. Tonka bean is a seed with a smooth and alluring scent. I guess this was described as the name of the actual tonka beans, what it's made out of. Franco De Macchi wanted to compose a surprising fragrance tinged with vanilla, like a delicious guilty pleasure. It does feel like a delicious guilty pleasure. Yes. So they got it on that. It does feel like when you have a caramel dessert and you're like, I shouldn't be doing this, but it's delicious sort of thing. I mean, why you shouldn't be doing this? Because, our society makes us believe we need to be in a continuous diet for sure. So it does feel like a bite of something that was just indulging for sure. So yes. So that's a good description. Delicious guilty pleasure. Yes, yes. So I guess if you are in a seductive, out and about, it does have that kind of mystery, seduction, sort of, yeah, delicious guilty pleasure when when you meet somebody you like and you're like having that delicious moment and you're like, do I deserve this? I mean, at least, I mean, I wouldn't say I don't deserve it. But it's kind of like you're lucky to have those moments. You're not everybody has them, and not everybody has them all the time. Um, so it is a delicious guilty moment. Okay, I went on and on and on about that thing, but I do believe that describes the fragrance. All right. So the character, Feve Delicieuse is an Epicurean fragrance, tonka bean smell with the warm and slightly smoky notes of vanilla to complete the delicious sensations. Exquisite, this gourmet fragrance reveals irresistible, exotic accent. So they are leaning you to that sensuality, sexuality. But I agree, it does have that, for sure. Okay, distinctive feature, a genius feast for the senses. Feve Delicieuse revealed notes of bergamot and rose that breathe freshness into this delectable fragrance. I love bergamot and I love rose. And I think I can't smell. I wouldn't be able to distinguish them. So it's not like they're so in there. Bergamot and rose fragrance. It's more the vanilla and the leather and the. However, those two things kind of give a good, warm, safe, sort of comfortable sort of place. So perhaps that's what this fragrance, in a way, that's why it's not like, oh, too strong, or oh, it's alluring me, or you're enjoying yourself with it. So wow, bergamot and rose, that would say. Okay. And then the color is a little deep yellow, kind of like the vanilla, the black of a crunchy coffee bean note, and the brown of the caramel note. Yes, when you see caramel, sort of that brownish in the yellow. Okay, like a painting with intense colors that blend together to outline the olfactory notes of tonka bean. All right, it all makes sense. So there's a lot of coherence with this fragrance for sure. Family, warm. Feve Delicieuse is a fragrance like an exercise in composition that plays with the contrast of seed by celebrating its softness, warmth, and intensity. I agree with all this. I mean, sometimes I go through this exercise and I just don't see it, don't resonate, don't agree. But this one, absolutely everything. I mean, when they say the softness, the warmth, the intensity, I agree with all three. And it is warm. That's why I said it's more like fall, winter, but more like an indulgence. So more like going out. Like I don't even see myself going skiing with this fragrance. It's just too, I was going to say too all over the place. You need a little bit more concentration and focus on skiing. But it's more playful. It's just a little more, coloring outside the line sort of thing. It's not like focus, concentrate, action. No, this is more like have fun. Who knows what's going to happen tonight sort of thing. Let loose. But it's not inviting you to go, out crazy. No, it has it's containing you because that's the rose and the bergamot. It's comfortable. It's cozy, but it has that adventure sort of there. So last, intensity. The intense fragrance is reassuring and enveloping. Yes. Warm as it is addictive. Yes. The milky vanilla tint scent is appeal to the senses. Okay. I'm trying to remember that it's like number one, everybody loves it kind of fragrance. What is it that is too sweet? Something 504, something number, oh my God. It starts with a big B. Why can I recall it? I'm not even recalling the house. If I recall the house, you'll know what it is. Shoot, I have most of my fragrances on the other room, so I can't look. Barakat. Oh, I'll put it down below. I think it's MLK. I think it is MLK, Barakat. It's one of the number one unisex that is sweet vanilla sort of thing. So I'll put it down below. but this reminds me a lot. It's like a resonance with that. Of course, not the same. The other one is a lot louder and a lot sweeter, and it's a favorite among many people. This one reminds me of that, but with a little more coziness and warmth to it. So a little more concentrated. But again, remember, delicious guilty pleasure. So just like a big bite of caramel, that kind of feeling. My fear will be if you can wear it. If you can wear it for many hours. Like I couldn't wear this all through the day. It would be too much. Not because it's too loud or too strong of a scent, but because it's too sweet. So that's just my preference. It does have powdery. Now that it's drying out, it is coming to a powdery thing, but it's still sweet. And I just can't handle that. But I know many people do, obviously. So Baccarat. Obviously, if many people wear that, they can handle this. Now, to go out at night, this is a fun one. I don't know if it will be loud enough to be in a discotheque or light enough, that you feel like, ooh, because it does warm you up. So perhaps to an elegant cabin. I don't know why I keep seeing snow or a cold winter or a lot of leaves with the cool breeze. So I do see that. But I don't see the elegant of a very fancy New York restaurant or so that's why it's interesting, because even though I do see it elegant, I don't see it elegant chic. Does that make sense? So this is just fun. So I do see younger people, not very, very young, but yeah, 30s and above, in their peak of their sensuality. And yeah, don't come after me that we're sensual through all our years. But come on, there's a peak of that. You feel on top of the world in that sense. And I think this one will go very well. And of course, at my age or older, if you feel like that, yes, you can wear this and it will match, okay? Maybe you feel like this, but just not every day. Or maybe you do every day. All right. What do I know? I do like this fragrance. I think it would be a great gift because, for somebody that would say, I would not purchase that for myself, but would enjoy receiving it because it's an indulgence. I am very happy I have this size. It will last me forever. Again, perhaps just to wear it here and there, just to go through this ride that I just went through. Sometimes I use my fragrances like that, not so much to be with the perfume all day. So I do very happy I have it. It will be a great gift, I think. I don't think it's to go to work or every day. I think it would be a little too much. But there you have it for a delicious guilty pleasure. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so. Please ring the bell in the right-hand corner so you know when I upload new messages. And please comment down below. Have you smelled this fragrance? Do you like it? What do you think? And do you like this kind of sweet caramel, vanilla, and delicious guilty pleasures? Why do I keep saying that? It's like I really like those words right now. All right. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.